happiest place on earth can very quickly turn into one of the worst if you don't know what you're doing. That's right, we're going to talk about Disneyland today and all the awesomeness inside of it. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to turn into one of the worst places on earth. Why is that? We have a lot of people in such a small park. And because of that, it can get some serious wait times, and let's not shy away from it. Disneyland costs $1 or $2. Depending on what time you go and how many parks you're going to go, it costs around $100 per ticket. And so by the end of the day, it's going to get very busy, and you gotta know a thing or two to be able to maximize the amount of time you have on your trip. I know a thing or two because I work at Disneyland. I work at Fantasyland Attractions, so I operate the rides. Some Fantasyland rides are Peter Pan, Teacups, Toad, Dumbo, Matterhorn, Alice in Wonderland, and Snow White. And I just love working there. So many attractions, but my favorite is not even my land. I love Indiana Jones in Adventureland. It is so fun. And everyone's kind of got their favorite attraction here at Disneyland. And there's just going to be so much going on, and you have some pretty high expectations after you spent around $100 per person in your family. But what I want to show you today is I want you to be able to perform 15 plus attractions in one day at Disneyland. And I'm going to show you how with this super supreme Dixieland plan. And it's going to show how to get the most out of your day and the most out of your money here at Disneyland. First, there are 4 things you should decide before you even go into the parks. The first one is decide how many parks. I'd recommend buying your tickets online and not at the ticket booth, because you can usually find them cheaper online than actually at the parks. But you can decide just to go to Disneyland, or you can go to Disneyland California Adventure, which I'll refer to as DCA just to save time. Both are great, but if you do both together, they're going to cost a little bit more money. The second one is not optional because it's free and it's wonderful. It's the Disney Parks Magic Mobile app. We've got it's the official app of Disneyland. It's got attraction wait times, it's got GPS enabled park maps, it's got dining reservations and games, but the one I really emphasize is the attraction wait times for the park you're at. It's really great and really convenient to see right where you're at and see how long the wait time the attractions are around you. The third is probably the most scariest and kind of confusing for people. It's the Fast Pass system. For those of you who have never gone to Disneyland before, when you step through the turnstiles, you have a ticket. And if you want to get a Fast Pass for an attraction that offers one, what you do is you have to go to that attraction, you stick your ticket into this little booth, and it's going to print out a Fast Pass receipt. Now this is the same ones that you see here, and it's going to tell you a time to return by. This one you can't see, but it says return between 5:20 and 6:20, and you're going to go through the special Fast Pass line, and they're going to scan your ticket to make sure you have that Fast Pass. But it also says the time that Fast Pass selection, you can get another Fast Pass. So it says another Fast Pass selection will be available after 5:13. So 5:13, you can go to another attraction and get another Fast Pass. And so that's great because, shorter waits, it's only around 10 minutes, whereas Indiana Jones usually has a 60-minute wait, and it's very convenient. However, times are changing, things are getting better, and so now we have the Max Pass system. And this is all done through the Disneyland app. Basically, these all just kind of go out the door because now you have your ticket actually uploaded on your phone. And so what you do, as soon as you step through the turnstiles into one park, you don't even have to rush to get to that attraction. You can just hop onto the app and click the attraction that you want to get Fast Pass, book it, and then it's done. And it tells you the time to return on, just like that paper Fast Pass before. And so that's nice, it saves you time. And what's also great is you can, as soon as you step through the turnstiles for that particular attraction and it scans your ticket, you can just make another selection before you even go onto that ride. See, the paper Fast Pass system, you'd have to actually go on that ride, you'd wait in that line, and then you'd exit, you have to go to that other attraction, put your ticket in, and then it gave you that return time. But this one's going to maximize the amount of time you have on your trip. Why doesn't everyone do it? Because it costs more money. It's around $10 per ticket, additionally to the cost of the ticket. So, give or take, you can choose which one you want, but the system that I'm talking about, where you can get 15 attractions done in one day, can be done with the paper Fast Pass system that is at no additional charge to your ticket. The fourth and final is wonderful. It is food. Food is obviously delicious at Disneyland, so wonderful, and so overpriced. And so you gotta know if you're going to pack food, if you're going to just grab and go food at Disneyland, or if you're going to make dining reservations. I wouldn't recommend making dining reservations because you can go dining anywhere and you kind of want to experience your attractions and go and see the shows. So if you want the Disneyland experience, you can get the grab and go foods like pretzels, churros, Dole Whips, turkey legs, so on and so on. Now, those are all the things you need beforehand. And these are all the things, now that you've stepped in the park, you're ready for your day, here's what you gotta do. First, check the hours of the park. See when it opens. That you can even check that on the Disneyland app. Like I said, the app's great. And you want to give yourself around half an hour for parking and getting actually to the front gate. So if you want to be there right when it opens, so that way you can be the first person on Indiana Jones, which I do, that's what you got to do. Second is parking. Like I said, count for half an hour to get parking to the actual front gate. And there's a few different parking structures. The two most common are Toy Story Mania and Mickey and Friends are the biggest ones. Third is you gotta choose what attractions you want to do, which is everyone's favorite. Now if you look on your Disneyland app or on a paper map they have at the front gates, it's going to have a little FP sign next to some of the rides. And the FP sign stands for Fast Pass, meaning that ride offers Fast Pass. And a general rule of thumb, if it has that FP sign, that means you want to go on it because it's a popular attraction and a lot of people want to go on it. This particular one is Splash Mountain at Disneyland, which is one of my favorites. Kind of an embarrassing picture, but we'll move on from that. And the fourth thing you should decide is shows. This is in DCA. It is The World of Color, a relatively new show, and it is wonderful. If you want to go to Disneyland, they've got great parades there and fireworks shows. And so towards the end of the day, you can kind of feel out how many attractions you've done. If you're attraction out and you just want to sit down and have a show, that's all great. But with my plan, you can be able to do at least one show and the 15 plus attractions. And now, we come to the end of our day. You're probably going to feel exhausted, you want to collapse, and for those of you in the back seat of the car, you're just going to be like wiped. I mean, you're just going to fall right asleep. And when you wake up the next morning, you're going to feel like you got hit by a bus, but you're super glad you got hit by that bus because it feels wonderful at the same time. You know, there's no other feeling quite like it when you do a full day at Disneyland. And so that's how you get the most out of your trip at Disneyland. I hope to see you at the parks, and thank you for listening, and see you